Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. The Gamergate 2.0 fiasco got a little heated up over the weekend, and boy, oh boy, it's to the point now that a so-called diversity, inclusion, and equity company has decided to threaten legal action. Let's see what we got today. In this article from Bounding Into Comics, this is all over the interwebs right now, but this one, Black Girl Gamers announces legal action against entertainment news outlet That Park Place over recent reports suggesting video game diversity consulting company engages in discriminatory hiring practices. I mentioned that little bit in one of my last videos talking about the BBC chick calling for a purge of the white male gamer. It's about time for that. But in that article, it mentioned Black Girl Gamer in their recent defending of SBI. So they got put on a radar. They got put on a list that apparently another curator list that apparently has been deleted, been removed, or whatever. But I guess BGG, I almost said BBG. BGG is another one of those consulting groups where you want to go out, you want to go find out what games are they working on. Because they haven't reacted, they've reacted poorly, to say the least, especially when, threatening legal action against a news outlet, entertainment news outlet. So let's see what their accusations are. If you remember, the article from That Park Place has statements like, seems like they're engaging in this, or it looks like. Now, those are opinions. Those are obvious opinions. And when it comes to defamation, that, I'm not an attorney, but I do firmly believe that all these other news outlets have gotten away, like mainstream, the lamestream news outlets, have gotten away with putting those little buzzwords in. And hey, maybe it's about time that our side started using that too. This was concerning their wanting to hire only black women in D&D with experience with D&D and putting more diversity, which, let's talk about this real quick before I get into this article. What is the line? Where's the line when it comes to discriminatory hiring practices and hiring for the demographic that you are creating for? Where's the line drawn? Who draws that line? Who actually makes that decision? I do believe ultimately when it comes to spending your money, the customer is the one that makes that decision. Now, there are laws against discriminatory hiring practices. So I guess ultimately it would be the wording of the law, how that's handled, how that's, moved forward in, if there is any sort of lawsuit and investigation that takes place. It'll be kind of interesting to see how this all lands. In the latest escalation of the ongoing SBI discourse, video game diversity consultation company Black Girl Gamers has announced their intent to seek legal action against entertainment news outlet That Park Place, as well as everyone else talking about that article. Hi, ladies. Over a recent report alleging that they engage in racially discriminatory hiring practices. Now, this article has a disclaimer, which is perfectly fine. It's very professional. This article's author holds a personal friendship with a number of That Park Place staff members and contributors, staff members. So, letting you know that there's a possibility that this article is going to be a little bit opinionated, a little bit skewed towards one side, but let's see where we're going with this. Latest development was kicked off when, on March 15th, That Park Place editor-in-chief John F. Trent published a report entitled "Forspoken Consultant Black Girl Gamers Appears to Discriminate in Their Hiring Practices While Claim They Are Being Harassed." And that seems to be the go-to thing. Anytime you are talking about this nonsense, if you bring it up, if you talk about it, if you question it, all of a sudden you're on a harassment campaign against these people, and they claim to be the victim. When over and over again we find out, when there's a little bit of digging going on here and there, it's their side that starts it all. That's what happened with Cabrutus Rambo and his Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Curator group on Steam. All he wanted to do, he had an opinion of the state of the video games that he so loves and enjoys, just like the rest of us do. So he did some digging, did some research to see what other games SBI was involved in, and just made a list. Well, one of the employees of SBI got wind of it and went on his own, an actual harassment campaign. that involved downvoting or reporting his account, calling for reports on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, to pretty much false flag Kabrutus's account to get not only the curator page, the curator group, dismantled, destroyed, and forgotten about, but also intent on destroying his Steam account so that he would lose all of the games that he has purchased. Now, if that's not a harassment campaign, I don't know what is. Simply talking about all this nonsense, that's not harassment. That's bringing it out into the sunlight. And as someone commented on one of my videos, sunlight is the best disinfectant. In support of his headline suggestion, Trent cited a sole February 2024 tweet wherein Black Girl Gamers put out a public call for, quote, Black women content creators that make Dungeons & Dragons content for some potential brand work. That sounds like you're trying to hire someone based on race and skin color. Again, I ask the question, where is that line drawn? Now, making the statement, it appears to be discriminatory. That's not defamation. That's an opinion. But also, I'm not an attorney, so any of you lovely attorneys out there that felt the need to listen to my nonsense, go ahead and make a post in the comments. Addressing the report roughly 2 weeks later, Black Girl Gamers took to their official company Twitter account on March 26 to declare, we are addressing the recent allegations published on thatparkplace.com about discriminatory hiring practices within Black Girl Gamers. Again, what else is this supposed to be? But whatever. These claims, not a claim, it's an idea, it's a thought, it's an observation, are false and were made without prior fact-checking or verification from us or our representatives. Black Girl Gamers operates on a contracting organization, as a contracting organization that collaborates with both freelancers and content creators from all backgrounds to work. There's nothing in there that says anything about their race or sexuality. Is that what you consider someone's background? Race and sexuality have nothing to do with someone's background. Someone's background is their experience. At least that's my thought. Their merit, what they're able to do, what they've done in their entire lives. Skin color, gender, race, all that stuff, that's involuntary. You kind of show up that way. Contrary to the allegations in the article, Black Girl Gamers has contracted freelancers of all races, genders, sexual orientations, religions, and ethnic backgrounds. Cool. However, in this little post right here, you're looking for a specific demographic. So whatever you've done in the past is fine. Cool. You want to be more diverse and inclusive. But in this post right here, which is what was cited, kind of comes across a particular way. Again, dear listener, dear viewer, you go ahead and make those decisions for yourself. I'm just here to point it out and bring it out into the sunshine. Where was I? Contrary to allegations? Yes. We have also included representation of all genders and backgrounds of our content, in our content, at all events, blah, 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 blah. Evidence demonstrating our commitment to diversity and inclusion. Bleh. Hateful buzzwords, including our non-discriminatory hiring practices, is readily available and easily searchable. Why would I waste my time? Upon discovering these false and defamatory allegations, they're not defamatory because he's not saying that this is what you do. He said it's appearing that way. It's what it looks like. It's how that statement in this little post, that little tweet up there, I'm not going to scroll back up, it's how it comes across. So, we have taken steps to obtain legal counsel, oopsie, to take action against the publication and journalists, as well as subsequent content creators. They're coming after us all, who have reshared the false allegations about our organization. If the allegations are false, if the observation, what it seems to be, is false, then why are you so scared? Why are you so worried? It ruins your already useless reputation? Sorry, I got to quote Batman there. We will continue to pursue further action against anyone who persists in spreading false and defamatory information about Black Girl Gamers, its founder, and its contractors and partners. The whole thing is no one's trying to spread anything outside of what you put on your website, what you tweet, and that's all that's happening right now. Everyone coming out to the defense of SBI and other consulting groups, and of course Kotaku as well, vomit, saying they're being taken out of context when all anyone is doing is sharing screenshots and video clips of your actual words. How can anything be taken out of context when it's using your actual words, your Twitter account, your tweets, your video from GDC? Tell me, help me out, unless you're just trying to gaslight everybody. It's Founder. We value the talent and contributions of all our collaborators except for Gothics, and we are committed to continuing to do so. Thank you to our community for the ongoing support. Oh, isn't that sweet? They are setting up legal action, or pursuing legal action against anyone and everyone talking about a simple little tweet that comes across as a bit discriminatory. But again, I like to repeat myself, gotta pad that content. Anyway, that tweet comes across as discriminatory, but again, where is the line? Who makes that decision? At the end of this article, I've seen a lot of videos talking about that they have been sent a cease and desist letter. It has happened, but according to this lovely little thing, addressing the legal threat in his own coverage of its announcement, Trent provided a disclaimer asserting, quote, that Park Place has written about this public interest story involving public entities as part of a good faith journalist effort. People will see that as a lie. Say you're coming in this with bad faith, simply trying to defame simply because of the color of someone's skin, when all you're doing is reporting on what they posted. Couldn't care less what skin color, what you're packing between your legs, how old you are, how young you are, or anything you want to call yourself. It's sharing what you put out there yourself. That Park Place, at time of publication, and I do believe at the time of this recording, because the article is still up there. At time of publication, and to the best of our knowledge, has never received any request for edit, redaction, modification, or deletion of articles mentioned in this piece. We strive for accuracy within our coverage, even when we are opining in public appearance perceptions. When you are sent, now, again, I'm basing this off of my very little knowledge of legal action, all this other nifty stuff. I've gotten cease and desist letters from my internet service provider for other reasons. Don't worry about it. But when you are sent a cease and desist letter, you must take action or else. That's my understanding. You can choose not to. That's where the or else comes into play. And as of the time of this recording, this lovely Easter Sunday, March 31st, the article is still up there. So either A, a cease and desist letter has not been sent, because I think that would get there kind of quick, fast, and in a hurry. If you're so interested in getting this information taken down because it's nothing but a bold-faced lie, you'd want to get it to them quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, the other alternative is that Black Girl Gamer's Twitter account lied and is simply using scare tactics to get people to shut up about what they themselves are putting out there on the internet. You decide which one it is. This will be interesting to see where this goes because, ladies and gentlemen, the fires are being lit. It's more and more to talk about every day. I don't know what sort of analogy or what sort of grandiose spectacle I was trying to end this video on, so I'm just going to be quiet and say thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a dislike if you so choose. Do all that nifty stuff that YouTubers beg you to do. Thank you all for over 2,300 subscribers. Good Lord. Thank you. Hope to see you on the next one.